welcome back to another episode of Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. Let's get right back into it. But knife, stab, knife. Okay. So I'm supposed to be going to Whitechapel, I think, right?
Well, if I follow Holmes's instructions, then to begin my investigation into this leather apron,
Whitechapel,
I must first head to the police station.
1803 a.m. Police station. The police.
Good evening, sir. What do you... I know you. You were here last week with Sherlock Holmes.
Message from Holmes. Let's give him that message.
Indeed. I have come to bring a message from Sherlock Holmes for Inspector Aberline.
Very well, I will pass it on. But come to think of it, someone was asking about you recently. Finley, the caretaker of some shady boarding house nearby. Does that mean anything to you?
Ah, perhaps.
Yeah. Leather apron.
Actually, I read in the Star that you have arrested a suspect called Leather Apron.
You shouldn't believe what you read in that rag, sir. The man is being hunted, but we have yet to get our hands on him, and we aren't close to it either.
Why ever not?
Bah, he's a specialist in the streetwalker racket. These girls make pitiful witnesses, and we don't inspire confidence. Furthermore, the man seems to be pretty discreet lately. Someone must be helping to hide him.
Interesting. How to find Leather Apron.
How to get on his trail, then?
One of these girls would have to confide in us and give a valid description of the man. Then we'd ask around the journeymen, who use aprons, I imagine.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. I must go to Finley's boarding house.
Teleport to the boarding house.
I must go to Finley's boarding house.
I'm here.
Good evening, Finley.
Oh, good evening, sir. Aren't you the gentleman who was with the great detective the other time?
That is indeed me, Dr. Watson.
Police.
Tell me, Finley, I was told that you were looking for us at the police station.
Indeed, I wanted to thank you for last time, you know. That vagrant has never set foot round mine again. I even found a tenant, one who pays his rent, I mean.
Okay, the tenant.
You don't seem very happy, but you were lucky to have found a good tenant so quickly.
It's just that this man is very strange. He paid several days in advance and I gave him a key to the place. Since then, he goes out every night and returns at ungodly hours. I'm sure he goes to visit the ladies, but still, every night.
Interesting.
And when he moved in, something must have broken in his case and stank up the stairs in his room for 2 days. I think it was a jar. It must be over there.
Okay, Leather Apron.
Tell me, have you heard talk of Leather Apron?
By the papers, that's all. This man seems very sinister.
Interesting.
Do you know any journeymen who use this type of apron?
The slaughterhouse butchers, I believe, but definitely the cobblers. I know one, old Isaac Solomonovich. His workshop is on a small street in the Jewish community, across from the hospital.
Okay.
He's a good man. He can help you. But you know, the people there are very close and don't share much with non-Jews.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, Finley.
At your service, sir.
Goodness, this George.
This odour is very strong indeed, but the whole neighbourhood as such has a dreadful stench. Finley might have an idea as to what this jar that contained.
Okay, let's ask him.
What do you want, Doctor?
Very small.
You're right, the pieces of the jar that your tenant broke do give off a strange smell.
It's true. That's quite normal given his trade.
Yes, and what would the trade be of your strange tenant?
Coroner, I guess?
A doctor, like yourself, I believe. Dr. Tumblety, a foreigner. Canadian,
Tumblety.
perhaps.
Dr. Tumblety. It might be interesting to know more about him.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Finley.
At your service, sir.
Okay. So what I need to go is go to the hospital, I think, right?
Tell me, is it...
We don't much like people with your looks round here. Understood?
I have nothing to ask.
Like, a synagogue? So what am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? Goes from the hospital. This is the hospital. I can't get in there. Where's this man?
Tell me, is it...
Now time to chat, I've got business, got it?
There's a police officer. Ask him.
Tell me, is it...
I'm on duty, sir.
What are you looking for? Tricks? Opium? Girl? Sailor?
Whitechapel Street.
Oh, this is where the murder happened. Okay, wait, there's a female there. So what am I supposed to be doing? Ah, there we go.
A cobbler's shop. Closed. I will return later. The policeman said the street girls would know something about the leather apron. Maybe I should go and see Lucy.
Okay, let's go map. Lucy's lodgings.
Oh, it's you. I'm coming.
Okay.
Dr. Watson, how are you?
Your uncle? How's your uncle
Well,
going?
and yourself? And how's your uncle?
Oh, he sleeps a lot, but he doesn't seem to be suffering. Your medicine has worked wonders. Thank you again.
It was the least I could do.
Okay, leather apron.
I have come to see you about a certain leather apron. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yes, of course. Terrible things are said about that man.
Have you
Interesting.
ever come across him?
Goodness gracious, no. But I know that he has threatened and taken many girls in my situation. I don't know what more I can say, but Bella will be able to tell you some.
Who's Bella? Question mark.
Who is Bella?
Bella Pullman. She's the landlady of the place where I could take you there if you like.
Please do.
Okay.
It's me. It's Lucy. This gentleman would like to speak to Bella. It's the doctor who helped me. I must leave to return to my uncle. Thanks again.
Okay. Then,
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
look at that man.
Can I get a refill, please?
Okay.
If you'd be patient, Madam Bella will arrive in a moment.
Okay. I'll be patient. I have nothing else to do.
Good evening. I am Dr. Watson. It is young Lucy who told me to come see you.
Ah, so you're the Good Samaritan who saved her uncle without asking for anything in return. And now you've come to see me, no doubt, to explain that the poor little thing doesn't belong here, and you will see to her future. Well, if you expect me to let her leave with you...
It's not that, Ma'am. You should know I am a married man.
And why should that matter?
I believe there has been a misunderstanding. The reason that Lucy sent me here is that you may be able to give me some information about leather apron.
Are you a doctor or a constable?
I am most certainly a doctor, but I am acting in this matter in a private capacity, and I would like to find this man.
Well, if you're able to rid us of him, I'll give you a week's worth of free passes. That man is a thorn in our sides. He spies on the girls in the streets and watches them inside the houses, spying through the windows. And as soon as
Okay.
they're finished with a client, he jumps on them without any warning and forces them to give him their money. I've never seen him, but one of my girls was attacked by this man, and she said that he wore a leather apron and carried a knife.
Okay,
And his
interesting.
face, oh, he has a horrible head with rat's eyes and a deformed mouth. She even said that she knew his name, Pizer or Pizer, I think. But I don't know where she can be found. Margie, Nutcracker, the girl I'm talking about, could tell you more, but I had to let her go last week.
Okay.
Why did you let Margie go?
The poor girl caught a shameful sickness, and the symptoms have attacked her face, if you know what I mean. So I gave her notice, and a little bit to help her along. I don't know where she is now, but she'll certainly be getting treatment at the clinic if she's still in the neighbourhood.
Did you speak to the police?
What would they do? Who cares about the girls in the streets?
True, Tumblety.
Would you have received a visit from another doctor, a stranger by the name of Tumblety?
I'm just like you, Doctor. Sworn to secrecy in my profession. But as I've taken a fancy to you, I can tell you that this name is not unknown to me. And if you do me a little favour,
Ooh,
it
a
is
favour.
possible I might remember something about him.
Okay, what favor?
What kind of favour must I do for you?
You see that man over there? He's a rich artist, a painter, a regular client round here. Well, yesterday he came and left his cane in the umbrella stand in the hall before going into one of the rooms. Well, when he returned to this
Okay,
room, the
interesting.
cane had disappeared. It's a cane with a massive silver knob. It must be worth a fortune. He threatened to call the police unless he got free services in my establishment for a year. I'll be forced to accept, unwillingly, of course, given the services that he's demanding, unless the cane is found.
Okay, what happened, might I ask?
Did you question the residents regarding the theft?
They didn't see anything, and there's not one of them that would risk stealing from a client here.
Who was in the room when your weasel of a client was in the chambers?
There were a few that came and went, but Mary could tell you better than I can, because she was the one at the counter yesterday.
Okay, goodbye, good madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem, my angel.
So I assume Mary is the one that's cleaning.
What happened to this rug?
Oh, it's when we got a coal yesterday. I asked the young man to fill the pail. Came back to put it down, but his feet were covered in soot and he made a black print. Madam Bella said it was my fault and I got a shilling's penalty. I also have to clean the print and it's no picnic. He has immense feet, that boy.
Okay, Seth.
I heard that there was a theft yesterday. Did you see anything?
No, and I was here the whole time.
The Coleman.
Who delivers the coal?
It's never the same person. I've never seen that lad before.
The coat stand.
Do you always keep an eye on the coat stand?
Oh, yes. Well, when the coal delivery came, a client came out of the chambers and stopped me from seeing the boy who brought the bucket of coal. You don't think he would have taken advantage?
Okay.
Until next time.
With pleasure, sir.
So let me look over here at the coat. That's right.
Best not to stray off in that direction. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my dear man. I was led to believe that you're a doctor.
None of the residents of this establishment are among my patients, sir.
Oh, you're not here as a doctor, but as a man, then. I understand. This is my kind of place, too. It's in these houses in Whitechapel that you find the girls that are the most natural and definitely the most docile.
Your way of speaking about these women is not that of a gentleman, sir.
Seth.
I heard that you were the victim of a robbery here.
Oh, I'm not complaining. The loss of that walking stick will certainly bring me a very pleasant compensation.
The cane.
What does your cane look like?
The stick is ebony, about 35 inches long. The round knob is made from chiseled silver with a ring around the middle of the same workmanship, just like the tip, for that matter. If you find it, don't tell a soul. Keep it for yourself. Got it?
Okay, he doesn't want me to find
Well,
it.
goodbye, sir.
Goodbye. Or until next time. And good evening.
Okay. It's,
These paintings are suggestive, at the very least. A large black footprint.
so do I need to find the large... I could probably ask this man. Hmm?
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
What am I supposed to do now?
If you have the means, I can let you pass before...
Always got to be active. See, for example, in the Marines, they salute anything that moves and comb the rest. Do the same. We don't much like people with...
Guys, talk to Lucy, I guess?
If you have the means, I
No.
can let...
I don't know what department. I go to the police station, I guess? Okay.
The night is cool. What a horrible summer we have had. Does the name Tumblety mean anything to you?
Not at all. But if you like, I can make inquiries.
Fine, why not? One never knows. Well, goodbye.
Let me actually go see if I can... Because he knows...
What do you...
Thank you
what
for
am I
your-
trying to
At your
find?
service, sir.
Huh. I'm trying to find something. Oh wait, go to the clinic. Dang, it's closed. All I ever do. I'm confused. I'm confused. What do I do? That is the question. What do I do? I see.
These footprints are the same as those found on the rug at the brothel.
That's what I think the woman is talking about. Such a doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. My name is Dr. Watson. Pleased to meet you.
Good evening. I am Dr. Gibbons. Likewise.
Margie.
I have come to see you about one of your patients. Margie goes by the nickname Nutcracker, who gets her prescription from the clinic. She's a lady of the night and is afflicted with a venereal disease.
I know who you're talking about. Indeed, Margie has syphilis and is being treated with mercury.
Syphilis.
Do you have her address?
No. And for your information, she left London for good 3 days ago. She felt threatened.
Yeah.
Margie felt threatened. But by whom?
I believe that Margie was particularly scared of a terrifying man who attacked her once.
Did she say the name Pizer or Pyther?
Unfortunately, she didn't give a name, but she described a man with shifty, rat-like eyes and a mouth
Okay.
twisted in a sinister grimace.
Attacker.
Did Margie have any idea where this man who terrified her so much might be found?
No, but she told me that another girl who'd been attacked like her had told her that this man worked in a cobbler's run by an old Israelite. Also, she saw him again last week, the night of a big fire. She told of going to see the fire like most everyone else in the area. While there, she recognised her attacker in the crowds gathered at the warehouses. There was no mistaking a face like that, she said. She kept an eye on the
Okay.
man the whole time the firemen were working in order to avoid him.
Footprints?
Pardon me, Doctor, but who made the large black footprints there near the beds?
The brother of one of my patients. The poor thing had a leg amputated after colliding with a carriage. We arranged to find her a prosthesis.
Prostheses are very expensive. How did this man pay?
He told me that one of his uncles gave him a walking stick with a chiselled silver knob. I agreed to accept this knob in exchange for a simple prosthesis with harness. But this object is of great value, and I could finance half a dozen other prostheses by selling it on Petticoat Lane.
Doctor, I have reason to believe that the silver knob that you possess is from a cane that was stolen by the man who brought it to you. And I believe I know to whom it belongs.
That's what I was worried about. The story of the uncle seemed a little strange. Nevertheless, you must have proof of what you claim. I will show you all of the knobs that we have here.
Okay.
If you find the knob that the young man
Help
gave
me.
me, I will believe you.
Okay. Bear the game.
So be it, but something is bothering me. I will need a complete cane, not just a knob.
Don't worry, dear chap, build one. I can loan you some tools. Make use of the odds and ends in my cupboard. It'll help get rid of it.
Well, I shall try. I will have to remember the description that Sickert gave.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
Okay. So, cabinet back here. Silver knob. $35 long. Okay. Chiseled silver. Okay, so 35 inches long. See, what is that? It's gotta be the short one, right? Is this the short one? No. This one's short, right? Okay. Chiseled silver. So that seems like something that's also chiseled. And then this is also chiseled. Okay, we're gonna get it. Is that money?
There, all done.
Oh.
Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
What can I do for you, my dear colleague?
The knob.
I believe I found the knob from the stolen cane, which I succeeded in putting back together.
That's the one. And yet I cannot give it to you, Doctor. I will only return it to the police, and only if there is an official complaint against me.
Would there be a way to convince you to give me the cane?
Find me a dozen solid adjustable harnesses for wooden leg prostheses, and it's yours, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
Okay. Let's go out.
This interview with the doctor revealed an important fact. Leather Apron could not be the Bucks Row murderer. According to Margie, the villain passed most of the night of the crime at the fire. He could not have been at the scene of the murder at the moment it was committed. He is nonetheless a dangerous character.
Okay. Let's see if I can go to the other thing now. This one.
There's nobody here. How very odd.
Okay.
I say, these things look like harnesses. Oh my, they are noisy. Good evening, sir. Pardon the interruption. The door was open. I didn't think that I would find anyone working at this hour.
Good evening, sir. I didn't hear you come in.
Harnesses?
Say, those things that made noise, they are really harnesses, aren't they?
Yes, horse harnesses. But I must tell you, sir, that the store is normally closed at this hour. That is why I've asked you to return tomorrow.
I didn't come about my shoes. I came to speak of a cobbler, perhaps one of your former employees? A man with very particular habits.
You aren't with the police by any chance? I'm sorry, but I do not want to speak of anything but shoes with you.
I am not a policeman. I am Dr. Watson. It's Mr. Finlay, who told me that you might be in a position to inform me.
Ah, that Mr. Finlay is a very brave man. And if he sent you, then you must certainly be a worthy man also. So, Doctor, who is this cobbler with strange habits?
The man of whom I speak is called Pizer or Pyther, a man with a frightening face. Do you know him?
Yes, John Pizer. He worked here for a while, but he is no longer here.
Where's Paz?
Do you know where I can find him?
No, and if you look, you will not find him.
Why?
Because he is in hiding, Doctor. You see, a week ago, a horrible murder took place in the neighborhood. A rumor circulated that he might have been responsible for this crime. They say he has quarreled with women of certain virtue in the past, if you understand me.
Bucks Row.
Isaac, it is about the Bucks Row case that I have come to see you. I have the certitude and an incontestable witness that Pizer is innocent, at least of this crime, although he has attacked a number of street women. If he doesn't come forward to explain himself to the authorities, he is condemned to hiding and to take the fall for this murder. Furthermore, it will cast suspicions on your community because they must be hiding him. And while the whole police force is hunting for him, they cannot concentrate on the real assassin who roams the streets and, one never knows, may take any one of you any day.
If what you say is true, your visit is a godsend to our community, Doctor. I tell you something. I know Sergeant Thick, an honest policeman who lives in the area. I'll tell John's family that he must go there to explain himself. But if you could please go as soon as possible to the police to give them this report that you say is incontestable.
I will go as soon as I take leave of you.
Thank you. If I can ever be of service in any way, do not hesitate to ask.
Yeah, adjustable harnesses.
Could we transform your horse harnesses into harnesses for wooden legs? Adjustable harnesses.
A good craftsman can do anything, Doctor. And I do believe that's what I am. Come back in a while and it will be done. That will be my thanks for what you have done.
Okay, that's cool. Goodbye.
I shall return later.
At your convenience, sir.
I am spent. I would like to return home. But I promised to go to the police as soon as I could. Now then, let's go to the police station.
Guys, this is where I'm going to end off this episode. See you next time, my ghost.